monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I'll bring to you a DbD developer update discussion video. Now, DbD is trying a new format for updates in the forums. I like it. It looks better. Off rip. I'm not too sure if it'll be more easy to understand or easily understandable, I should say. Because behavior has a way with words sometimes, but we'll see about that. This came out, alright, you can't see my time on this one, but this came out about an hour ago for me. Yeah, let's just get into the quick and dirty. Let's see, we're trying out a less wordy format this time. Feel free to let us know what you think. Alright, first off, weaknesses duration now increases by 6 seconds when a survivor is injured by UVX. The change increased hindered effect on airborne hits from 3% to 6%, and increased blindness duration for the homemade mask add-on to a minute was 45 seconds. The dev note weakness effect was a little too easy to remove during that PTB, which meant that the bad guy would often have to hit a healthy survivor with UVX 4 times to down them. By increasing weakness's duration when the survivor is hit by a blast, accurate fatties will need one less shot to down a survivor. That's interesting. So, what I think this means is that when you got hit by the UVX, you went into weakness, then you would have to hit again to get an injured state. But people could look at you and like kind of get rid of progress of the weakness, and that was kind of just it never went back up. I'm assuming this means that if you hit them again, like on the injure, they will have to do another 6 seconds of looking at you to get rid of it completely. That's what I understand this to mean. If somebody has a different interpretation, let me know in the comments. That's fine. I don't have any grievances with it. Yeah, it was a little too easy to remove. But I don't know if I like this as the way to adjust it. I think I think this could get really oppressive really quickly instead of just making it like take longer to get the remove off. Because if this refreshes, if that's what that means, that this refreshes, then that could kind of spiral. So I'm not sure if I like that. Now the hinder, this is garbage. Why'd I say like that? This is garbage. But this is garbage. You just need to make direct hits. You know what? This is what I would like to see. Make direct hits, because this is what you get from direct hits. You hinder the person. You don't get any weakness on them. You just hinder them, which is such a non-factor. Um, Instead, make direct hits have this, right? Just direct hits will add time on it, and just increase the time that it takes to remove it a little bit. Get rid of the hindered effect. We don't need that on this. It doesn't. It's negligible. Don't need it. So my idea, just take this down to here on airborne hits, and maybe bump up the time that they are weakened. I honestly didn't think it was too bad. Maybe 1 or 2 more seconds. It really doesn't need too much. And then go from there. The blindness duration for the add-on, it is what it is. It's blindness. So, yeah. Pig. They've made Pig better overall. Now I can safely say, is better overall. They reverted the bear trap base time increase back to 150. If you didn't see my video where I ranted about this, not this part in particular, but all the people, um, that were like, oh my gosh, this is actually such a pig buff, but they're running the add-ons to stack with the add-ons that or to stack with the quality of life changes she got to make her crouch and ambush attack better, but they're stacking the add-ons, which was giving you pretty much the same values before the buff because they also changed the add-ons. So everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." I'm like, "But you could have just run this add-on from the beginning to get the same values and still have 150 seconds on an RBT." Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Right now, we're talking about how they redid it, reverted it. Excuse me, and this is fine. This is fine. I think she's actually going to be okay now. She has a chase power. If you want to do the dumb thing as stacking, oh, okay, not the dumb thing, but if you want to do the thing that everybody was claiming was, oh my gosh, so good. I can't talk this early in the morning. Excuse me. Um, and put on the add-ons. Now you can do that without feeling like your power, the one that's been your main power for like forever, is in the gutter because this was too free. This is fine. Huntress, they reverted the movement speed while holding a hatchet. I honestly think that you don't need to give her too many hatchets either. But hey, as a former backslash steel trickster man, I don't know. What I'm doing there, it's kind of weird that trickster doesn't get more knives, even though it takes more knives to down. But then Huntress gets more knives, even though it takes one hatchet to get a state compared to Trickster, where it takes several knives to get a state. Don't know how they come up with these reasonings, but here we are. Huntress is going to keep apparently the increased number of hatchets and her wind up. That's fine. That's fine. If people don't want to run what is babushka, then hey, that I'll give them a break on that one. Still don't think Huntress needs any buffs. Hey, here we are. Clown. They finally added the text that Pinky Finger is going to just keep you at one bottle. It was eerie. It's eerie hatchet that you don't have to go to a locker to reload on. I'm not quite sure why this wasn't always the effect, but actually I take that back. I do understand why. Because with Clown, they're exposed. You have to get a direct hit, and you do still have to hit them to get the down, compared to Eerie, where it is just an insta down, right? So I understand the logic of letting you have more than one of them, and to that effect, I think it'd be better to make the cap two to that extent, but I personally don't like people just spamming Pinky Finger anyway, so go ahead and just cap it at one. This one confused me when I first read over it earlier. Let's see if I can figure it out now. Put my big boy reading glasses on. Invocation Weaving Spiders. The change is that when the invocation is completed, permanently reduce the required charges of all gens by 10. Ah, okay, yep. I've woken up. I understand why this is better than what they had before. Previously added 15 charges of progress during the PTB. So essentially, what this is going to do now, compared to just giving you 15 charges that can then be kicked away, pain rest away, popped away, whatever, gen regressioned away, you will now just have to do less time on all of them. I think you can still make this 15 to that extent. Because I don't know if you're not going to make it take less time to do. I don't think, what was it, 2 minutes or 3 minutes worth? I don't think that this is worth it still. It's a nice idea. Let's see. Can we collapse dev updates? Nope. There's no. Let's see if this one has it. This one does not. I was trying to see, just off the rip, which one? Invocation Weaving Spiders. I could Google it, but don't care that much. I think if you just made it 15, it'd still be fine. If I'm being honest, that's a lot of time to have one person out of the game. and then be broken for the rest of the match if you started and somebody else finishes. I don't know. I think I think one to make this usable, there still needs to be a couple of tweaks. If you are going to keep it so that you reduce all the charges by 10, the person doesn't need to be broken for more than 4 minutes. I think the broken can go away at a certain point if that's what this is going to be. I like the change. I think it needs to be better one way or the other. Strength and Shadows. This is the one that was already good, which is interesting that they buffed it some more. This gave you pretty much self care when you are at the basement, um, which included just like the basement steps, so like you didn't even have to go all the way down. Uh, this allow you to heal in about 23 seconds by default. That's fine. I guess they were making it so that you don't have to take botany or something like that, because a lot of people were taking botany in combination with it, but botany isn't bad to have, especially when you can then, increase your own healing speed further, or heal yourself in some other way. So I don't know. Don't know how they buffed it. They nailed it. It's a minor update. I don't see it being too bad, but I don't also think it needed to be any better. Wicked. This is the one that they're just updating that what they had on PTB is different, and then they came out and said what it's going to do now. But here's what it's going to do now. Your self unhook attempts in the basement always succeed. When you are unhooked or unhook yourself, you see the bad guys or for 20 seconds max. Oh man, excuse me. Um, that's breakfast. Da, 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 da. High risk, high reward. It's like bringing. I think I've said this before, but it's like bringing Unbreakable or Deliverance. If you can make it so that your first hook is at the basement, actually, hold on, hold on. If you could just plan to make it so that you go down where basement is, you would waste a lot of the bad guy's time. Yeah, actually, in second thought, I think you can play around this a little bit more. It's harder to make a bad guy slug you, but I think it's easier to make it so that your first unhook is at basement. If you're about to like get in a chase, just beeline for wherever basement is. Yeah, I think it's actually better than what I first originally thought. Um, the things they're gonna watch out for, not guaranteed to be changed. The unknown, the new baddie. They usually watch the new baddies for the first few weeks and months. We'll see if there's any better. Invocation weaving spiders. They're gonna see if the invocation's any good. And pig. Don't really know why they still add this part. If I'm being honest, like what they've why they've started to add this part of things that they're gonna be watching out for, because in reality you're gonna be watching for all of this stuff still. Unless they're just straight up telling you, hey, we're not going to look at Huntress and Clown anymore. Or Strength and Shadows, which I guess that'd be interesting, but like just I don't know. This portion is weird to me. So yeah, those are the changes. Fine. Everything's fine. I don't think that anything in here is going to make people super happy. I think it's just fine, which is fine to have. It's always good. I'd rather have a fine update than a bad update. But just looking through this and then thinking about what was in the PTB, I don't think. Wait, doctor. Oh, this is just covering all the things that they're going to come into the update. Yeah, I think it's okay, and okay is okay. Not everything needs to be great, but it would be nice if everything was great. So we'll see. I'll be excited to see people get better with the unknown. And yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.